Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Today you are watching a shiny randomizer run in Pokemon Ruby. This is my first time doing this, so don't get too harsh on me please. When you are done watching this video, please drop a like and consider subscribing if you like this content, since this video took me 5 days to make. Just real quick before we start, I have a question for you. What is your most favorite shiny in Pokemon? What my favorite shiny is, I will keep that as a secret till we arrive at the 5th gym. Now thank you so much for listening guys, and enjoy the video. So to start off our Pokemon Ruby journey, we get the selection between Torchic, between Cleffa and between Seedot. We are definitely going for Torchic because I love Torchic. We do a couple of resets and eventually we will find the shiny Torchic, which is amazing. And I really do love this Torchic. We then name the Torchic Bertha and we go back to Professor Birch. We then straight go to May to battle her and we will find out what Pokemon she has. All of this is randomized and it turns out she has a Slaking, which is a strong Pokemon. It will heal itself a lot during this battle. It will also yawn us, so that means that our Torchic will fall asleep a lot. We try to take it down with some scratches, but it's taking a little while. We get to sleep again, we wake up and we manage to kill it with our last scratch. And we go back to Professor Birch. Now that we are back at Professor Birch, we received a Pokédex and also May will give us a Pokeball, which we need to catch a lot of shiny Pokemon. Then our mom will give us the running shoes. I'm not going to use it since I'm speeding this game up. We then arrived at Route 102 and we come against youngster Kelvin, which has a Rhydon. I think maybe we can take it down with some scratches. But the Rhydon does a Horn attack, half an R HP, and Rhydon finishes it off with a Fury attack. I then decide to find a new team member, which will be a shiny Carvania. It took us a little while to get this one. I decided to throw the Pokeball immediately. Luckily we got the catch and we got our new shiny team member. We then are going to name the shiny team member Jeff because Jeff is an amazing game. I decide to level up Jeff a bit and we go against youngster Kelvin again. I first decide to do Rage, but then I realize I have the move Bite, so we will try to finish off the Rhydon with the move Bite, which is an amazing move because the Rhydon is dead. We then arrive at Petalburg City where we will meet our dad. Our dad has a surprise for us and Wally comes in. Wally will actually give us a tutorial how to catch a Pokemon and we will follow Wally into the grass. We don't know what Pokemon Wally would encounter. It will be a Ralts, a normal one, but Wally has a shiny Zigzagoon, which in my eyes is an amazing Pokemon. I wish we managed to find it, but I really don't know where it is since our game is randomized. We then head back to our dad. We then finish the tutorial Wally gave us and that will give us a little goodbye. Then we will arrive into the woods where we will get our first encounter with the Team Magma member. The Team Magma member is intimidating the person next to us, so we decide to take on Team Magma. Blissey has probably the most HP of all Pokemon, if I'm correct. If I'm not correct, please let me know in the comments. We try to weaken its defense with Leer. Blissey does growl a lot to weaken our defense, but we will finish off Blissey with some bites. We win the battle against the Team Magma member and the guy will thank us with a Great Ball. We straight go to the first gym, which is Roxanne. Roxanne has a Seal. We will try to finish it off with a couple of bites. Seal is actually healing up, but our bite is way too strong. Seal flinched so it couldn't kill us and then she has a shiny Mareep. I really didn't know trainers could have a shiny, so if you guys mind, please let me know in the comments. I don't really mind, I don't really care, but I really didn't know this was a possibility. We then receive the first batch of our adventure and let's go to the next adventure. We then head top to the guy who we saved and he will actually say that he's robbed. Once we are at the cave, we encounter an old man who says he's also been robbed. His Wingull has been robbed by a Team Magma member. The Team Magma member has a Surskit which we can easily kill because Surskit is a very weak Pokemon. Our Bertha will actually kill it, and we decide to level up Bertha a bit because we need to have a shiny Combusken. Shiny Combusken is amazing. We then come up against a Umbreon, which we will finish with some Embers, and then our Bertha will get to level 16, where Bertha will evolve into a Combusken. Bertha first learns Peck, which will be amazing against fighting type Pokemon, and there is our shiny Combusken. And we all know Combusken will be an amazing addition to our team. We then head to the president. The president will thank us and he will actually ask us to deliver a letter to Steven, which we agree, and we will head to Steven. We then go to the old grandpa who we saved with his Wingull, and we will actually ask him if he could drive us with the boat to Dewford Town. I'm sorry. We then head straight into the gym where we encounter the gym leader Brawly. Brawly sends out a shiny Laron. We try to finish it off with Ember. He does Iron Defense, which will actually increase his defense, but not his special defense if I'm correct. So we finish off the Laron with an Ember. Laron was burnt as well, so it was an easy kill for us because Laron got very weak. Then we switch to Jeff and try to kill the Wigglytuff, but our bite gets disabled. So we try to switch back to Bertha because Wigglytuff healed up as well. We do some double kicks to finish off the Wigglytuff. We get in love, but Bertha knows love is not real. So Wigglytuff gets taken down, and we finally receive our second gym badge of this adventure. We now can train Pokemon up to level 30, and we move on to Steven. Now that we are at Steven, we will deliver the letter the president gave us, and Steven will give us a TM called Steelwing. Then we head back to the grandpa, and he will actually take us to Slateport with boat. Once we arrive at Slateport, we have a lot of things to do here. We then go to the museum, we pay $50, and we go to the scientist who eventually needed help because 2 Magma Grunts showed up. Team Magma has a Groudon, which is a strong Pokemon. It was a tough one to take down. Jeff gets taken down by a Mudshot, so we switch to Bertha. Bertha will kill the Groudon with a double kick. We then go against Team Magma Grunt number 2, who has a Zapdos. We try to double kick it first, but it's not very effective, so we do an Ember, and Zapdos will get taken down. Then he has a shiny Scyther, but we take it down with only 1 Ember. Then the scientist will thank us, and the Team Magma leader will come to us, tell us that he's not happy with what we did, and says farewell to us. We then receive the Devon goods. We now arrived at our second battle with May. We don't know if it's going to be an easy one, but we double kick the Vulpix. The Vulpix is dead immediately. We try to double kick the Golduck. The Golduck does a confusion, which is super effective against us. And then we won't change the Pokemon. May has a shiny Gyarados, which we luckily get a burn on. So Gyarados will now be way weaker because his attack is weakened. And he is confused as well, burnt and confused. And we finish off Gyarados with a double kick. Bertha then level up to level 28. We don't want to have bulk up because we won't need it. May then just disappears and gives us the item find. Once we arrived at the new town, we encounter Wally again, who wants to battle with us. Wally only has 1 Pokemon, so it would be an easy one. He has Grovyle, and we just crunch it to its death. It's a 1-hit KO. After a little bit of training up, we decide to take on our third gym, which is Watson. Watson starts with a Clefable and uses Sing on us. Jeff is asleep, but we try to wake up Jeff. Jeff is now also confused, which is very annoying as well. We finish off Clefable with a critical hit. We then switch to Bertha, who will actually kill Hariyama with a double kick at the end. Hariyama is barely dead. We'll use a super potion again, but Bertha finished the job. Then we switch back to Jeff because he sends out a Hitmontop. I thought we could kill Hitmontop with some crunches, but we decided to actually heal up Bertha, and then we decided to switch to Bertha later because Jeff is now dead. Bertha will finish off the Hitmontop with a nice little double kick at the end. And we then receive our third badge of this adventure, which we are very happy about. We also get the TM called Shockwave, which is a pretty strong move. I then decide to level up Jeff a bit so he can actually evolve into a Sharpedo. Jeff is now evolving and we finally have a shiny Sharpedo. Through the Fairy Path we will actually go to Route 113 where we will find our new city. We will heal up our Pokemon first because our Pokemon are a little bit dead, and then we go straight to the Meteor Falls. We then find Team Magma at the Meteor Falls as we actually interrupt them, and in a couple of seconds also Team Aqua comes. Aqua is very against Team Magma and will actually thank us for interrupting them and throwing them away. We then go back to the Fairy Path and we will go to the cable car, which we will go upstairs, and actually we find Team Magma outside of here. We then go to the boss battle against him and we will find out what Pokemon he has. Could be an easy kill, could be a very tough battle because you never know if it has a legendary, if it has a very weak Pokemon, you never know. It starts off with an Ekans and we Ember it. It's almost dead and we finish it off with an Ember. We then change to Jeff, which is very important because we can easily kill the Eevee with our Crunch. Then we do Crunch to the Beldum and Beldum is dead as well. Maxie got defeated by us once again. He says that he won't give up, he will flee. Then Team Aqua comes to thank us once again. I think Team Aqua is in love with us and we move straight on. I then decide to level up Bertha a bit, and actually Bertha will now evolve in a nice little Blaziken, which is a very strong Pokemon. After that I decided it was time for our third member, which is a shiny Pidgey. Took me a little while to get as well, but we caught it with a Pokeball. We really needed a flying type Pokemon because in a little while we will get the HM Fly and Pidgey can fly. So we nicknamed the Pidgey Molly, which is an amazing name. We instantly level up Pidgey because hey, Pidgey is way too weak for every gym battle we come up against now. Pidgey will evolve into a Pidgeotto, which is amazing, and we go to the next gym. The next gym leader, Flannery, has an amazing Pokemon called Slowking. We try to take it down with Gust, but it's way too strong. So we switch back to Jeff, who will actually do some crunches to kill the Slowking, sorry. We then switched back to Molly and we switched immediately back to Bertha because we need some XP for Molly as well. We double kick the Nidoqueen, but it's not very effective. Then we try some Blaze Kicks, but it's missing. And then we do a Blaze Kick again. It's barely dead, but it uses a Hyper Potion. We then do a double kick against the Poliwag. Poliwag is instantly dead. He has a Nidoqueen left, so we switch back to the Molly. We then switch back to Bertha because we need them XP. We finish off the Nidoqueen with a Blaze Kick. It uses a Hyper Potion again. We use Blaze Kick again. This is a very long, tough battle. We get a critical hit and Nidoqueen is finally dead. Then we finally receive our fourth gym badge of this game and we will receive the TM called Overheat. It was a tough battle. We then head back to the old grandpa to go to Petalburg City to fight against our dad, to meet our dad actually. And our dad turns out to be the 5th gym leader. We battle against him, and also my favorite shiny Pokemon, guys, is a shiny Mudkip. I told you in the question in the intro. Our dad has a Latias, but we managed to kill the Latias with a Crunch, which turns out to be super effective. We switch to Molly because he is throwing in a Hitmontop. We do a couple of wing attacks and we actually die. We then switch back to Jeff, who is doing a Crunch again. Almost kills the Hitmontop, but Hitmontops uses Hyper Potion. We then get a critical hit with Slash. and he uses a hyper potion again. Then Jeff gets taken down and Bertha has to do the job from here. Then Bertha will do a double kick against the Grand Bull. Grand Bull is barely dead. He doesn't have a hyper potion anymore, so we take down the Grand Bull. And we finally get our 5th gem badge from our dad, who is very proud of me, but he couldn't believe that he actually lost to his own son. We then go back to Wally's parents, who will give us the HM surf, so we can now ride on the water with our Sharpedo. We then surf all the way back to Slatepark City and we use surf to get across the ocean. We then find Steven again. We talk to him a little bit. He remembers us from the letter we gave him and he will actually disappear immediately. We then head north and we find a big building where Team Magma is in. We battle all the grunts and then we arrive at the Magma admin called Courtney. Courtney has a Regirock, but it will be an easy kill because we have double kick. It's super effective against the Regirock and the Regirock has been taken down. He then sends in a Elekid, who also will get taken down by our double kick. And we got a Castform. We immediately check if it's a shiny, which it turns out not to be. We store it in a box and we come up against May. Our 3rd battle against May, she has a Miss Drivas, which will be an easy kill for our Molly, but we get confused and we finish it off with a wing attack. Then May will switch in a Crobat. Then we finish off the Crobat with a nice little crunch from our Jeff. We then switch back to Molly. Molly will actually fight against the Ralts. It's not a shiny. Shiny Ralts is amazing and we kill the Ralts with a wing attack. Then May will actually give us the HM Fly, where we can fly to cities we've been to already. And May disappears once again. We then arrive at Fortress City. We will heal up and find Steven. Steven will then give us the Devon Skull, where we can find invisible Kecleons. And invisible Kecleons can also be an obstacle through our journey. We then arrive to the 6th gym, but there's an obstacle in the way. It turns out to be an invisible Kecleon. Then we fight against our 6th gym, which is Winnowa, if I'm correct. We use Fly against the Blossom. Blossom is barely dead. We finish it off with a wing attack. Then she turns in a Wingull. We get hit by our Confusion. Wingull does miss. And we finish off the Wingull. We then not change and she then switches in a Trapinch, which is a strong Pokemon and will kill our Molly. We then go back to Jeff and finish off the Trapinch with a nice little Surf. Then she will switch in a Shogun, which is a very strong Pokemon if it's at his 3rd evolution, which is a Salamence. We kill it with Crunch and we get our 6th gym badge. We will also get the TM called Aerial Ace and we beat the 6th gym. After we beat the 6th gym, I decided to level up Molly to evolve it into a nice little golden Pidgeot. Then we went to Route 121, where we find our next shiny Pokemon, which is a Whismur, which I do really like because I really like the look of an Exploud, especially the shiny. I don't know what it is, but in this run we will have something with pink shinies. Trust me guys, it's amazing. I then decide to name the Whismur Matthew because big shout out to my boy Matthew, I love you. We level up Whismur to evolve it into a Loudred and then we move to Mount Pyre where we encounter Maxie again. We won't fight him this time, we will drive him away. We receive the red orb from the lady and Maxie has the blue orb now. Then we find Maxie again back in Slateport City where he escapes from us to his hideout. We arrive at the Magma hideout, we find our Master Ball we needed for Groudon. Then we defeat the Grunt, but Maxie escapes just in time before we could stop him from doing bad stuff. I then go to Moss Deep City and I find Steven. Again, we talk a little bit with Steven and he will actually give us the HM Dive, which we can use to go to certain places in the water. Moving on to the 7th gym, it's a very easy battle. You see a Spheal and a Teddiursa. We do the Shadow Ball on the Teddiursa, but Bertha makes it dead with a nice little double kick. We then try to kill this field ASAP, and this is a very easy gym battle. The easiest we've got so far in this run. I can't help it, it's a randomized run. We receive our 7th badge and we will also get the TM called Calm Mind. I swim towards Route 127 where we dive and we immediately find an entrance where we see that there is a boat from Maxi. We enter Seafloor Cave where we find Groudon. Groudon is not at its place over here. Maxi comes and will challenge us to a battle once again. We take down Maxi. He is very sad about it and he will actually use his blue orb, which doesn't work because the blue orb is supposed to work for Kyogre. Suddenly Team Aqua appears and asks us what we did. There is a big chaotic weather outside, so we eventually teleport to a new location. And Maxi is questioning himself if he made a horrible mistake. They then leave us and eventually Steven will come. Steven will ask what's happening. It's terrible, he says, and we find out what it is. We dive again, we find an entrance, and that's actually where Sodopolis City is. We find Steven again and he will ask us if we can help him. Wallace actually sees that we have a red orb. He leads us to a cave where apparently Groudon is in. We enter the cave and we will also find the HM called Waterfall in the cave, HM7. Waterfall we need to go to Victory Road, which is very important for our journey. We enter the ladder and we see that there is a Groudon over there. We also do some shiny resets over here as well, and eventually we got the shiny Groudon. We use our Master Ball that we found in the Team Magma hideout. It really is needed now because I don't want to waste any other Pokeballs on the shiny Groudon. We then name the Groudon Carl, which is an amazing name, and go straight to Gym 8. We fight against the Rayquaza, but this gym takes way too long, so we will skip a bit through. Matthew gets killed and then we will finish the battle with Jeff against a Metagross. We do a couple of surfs against the Metagross, but it doesn't do too much damage. Our rough skin is damaging Metagross a little bit. We do a couple of surfs again. Metagross is barely dead now, but kills us with its Meta Claw. We then switch back to Coral where we will do an Earthquake and we kill the Metagross. We now finally beat gym number 8, which I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of this team as well. We received the badge and we will get the TM called Water Pulse. Eventually we arrive at Victory Road where we will find Wally again at the end of Victory Road. He will battle us with his Wurmple. This is a very easy battle, so we will skip through once again. Wurmple gets taken down with a stomp from Matthew. Then we arrive at his last Pokemon, which is an unknown, and we one-hit KO it with Carl with a nice little Fire Blast. I decided it's time for our 6th Pokemon, which is a shiny Kingdra. We immediately try to catch it. We caught it and we will actually call the Kingdra Viola. Viola is a beautiful name. Then go to our first Elite Four member, which is Sydney. He switches in a Hitmonchan. We try to do a double kick, but Hitmonchan protects itself. We do a Blaze Kick, but we almost get taken down. And we do a double kick again and we get a critical hit. We then do a double kick against the Larvitar, which will kill it immediately as well. The Taillow is barely dead because we did another double kick. Double kick is just an amazing move to do and we kill the Taillow. He then switches to a Ampharos and we decide to switch to Coral. We actually will do an Earthquake now, who can one-hit KO the Ampharos, and then he takes in Quilava and we one-hit KO it again with a nice little Earthquake. GG's. On to our second battle, which is against Fubi. I don't know if I pronounce her name correctly. If I'm not pronouncing her name correctly, I am so sorry. But we take down the Charmeleon with a double kick. We switch to Jeff because he switches in a Ductrio. We try to surf it, but Ductrio does dig. Almost takes down our Jeff. We do dive, but he switches to a Lantern. We then switch back to Carl. Lantern does a takedown and we will do Earthquake. It finishes the Lantern with a one-hit KO. He then goes back to Ductrio. We do another Earthquake, which also KOs. the duck trio. He then switches to a shiny ferret, which is an amazing looking shiny if you ask me. He does slam to me and we finish it off with a nice little slash. He then switches to Medicham and we switch to our flying type Pokemon called Molly. We will actually do a fly move now and Medicham crashes. We barely take it down, but he does a full restore again. We do a quick attack and then we do a fly again. He is doing a high jump kick again. He crashed again and then our fly takes it down. GG. Our third battle is against Glacia. She switches in my favorite Pokemon, which is a Swampert. We try to get a critical hit with Slash, doesn't work. We do Earthquake, it's barely dead. We do another Earthquake, it's dead. She then switches in a Dewgong and we will also do an Earthquake. Our Carl gets taken down by an Ice Beam, so we switch back to Bertha. Bertha will do an Earthquake again. It's an Earthquake spam in this video, guys, trust me. We then do a Blaze Kick, try to burn it, but it's asleep, so it doesn't really work. We do an Earthquake again, doesn't work. It's not doing a lot of damage. We do a Double Kick, which is doing a lot of damage. Dewgong uses Rest, so it's healed up again. We do a Double Kick again. It's still in its green lives. It's almost dead now, and we try to finish it off with another Double Kick, but he uses full restore. Then we take down the Dewgong with a Double Kick and she switches in a Matchup. Matchup, we take it down with a nice little Earthquake, at least we thought. But eventually we take it down with a Double Kick. She then switches in a Lily. We do Earthquake. Almost takes it down. Was a critical hit again. The critical hits in this episode are insane. Lilip is taken down by Bertha. We then switch to Molly and she switches in a Croconaw. We then do Fly against the Croconaw. Does a tiny bit of damage, not enough. We do a Wing Attack to get it into his yellow health. We switch back to Bertha and we finish this off with an Earthquake. GG. In our fourth battle we go against Drake. He switches in a Blastoise. At first we do an Earthquake because I didn't see we had a Thunderbolt. But then I saw, yeah, we have a Thunderbolt, let's kill it with a Thunderbolt. He then switches in a Staryu, which we will also try to kill with a Thunderbolt. It's barely dead, it's left on 1 HP. We switch back to Molly. We try to Wing Attack it, but it uses full restore. We then Wing Attack it again and do Fly to try to kill the Staryu, which we did. He then switches in Zubat, which is a shiny Zubat. We do Fly again, does a little bit of damage. We do Steel Wing and finish it off with a nice little crit. Then he switches in Blaziken. Molly gets taken down by the Blaziken. We switch in Blaziken as well. We do Double Kick, doesn't do a lot of damage. After that we try to do an Earthquake, but we get taken down by Quick Attack. We then do Surf to take down the Blaziken. Jeff to the rescue. We switch to Matthew, who is also getting some credits now. Matthew uses Shadow Ball, it's super effective, and Matthew gets taken down. We then switch back to Jeff. Jeff will actually try to take down the Alakazam, which he did with Surf. GG's Drake, on to the champion. We now arrived at the champion called Steven, who we already know. Steven switches in a Whiscash. We do an Earthquake. Doesn't do a lot of damage. We do a Slash to take it into his yellow health and we finish it off with an Earthquake. He then switches to a Kingdra and we will do a Thunderbolt. Kingdra misses, we paralyze the Kingdra and then we do a Slash, which get a critical hit once again and we finish off the Kingdra with an Earthquake. He then switches to Crawdaunt and we do a Thunderbolt. It's almost dead. Our second hit will actually kill it now. Crawdaunt is dead and killed by our Thunderbolt. He switches in a Mareep. We do an Earthquake, which one KOs it. He switches to a Baltoy, but it has Levitate. Stupid me. I do Fire Blast, almost take it down. He does Cosmic Power, and at the end he does a full restore again. We do Fire Blast, we burn the Baltoy, and we kill the Baltoy eventually as well. He then switches in a Skitty, which is the most strong Pokemon in the whole world. We beat the Skitty, we beat the champion, we are the champion now, we beat the game. Maycoms is like, yo, did you really win? Yes, we won. I'm very proud. We are the champion now. We completed this challenge. We have Blaziken, Sharpedo, Pidgeot, Explode, Groudon and Kingdra. And finally we finish. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you liked it. I would also appreciate positive feedback in the comments so I can improve my content for you. If you liked this video, please drop a like and consider subscribing. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.